there's one thing the Super Mario movies are great at, it's creating top-tier villains. In the first two films, Bowser and Bowser Jr. had the honor of representing the bad guy side, but have you ever wondered who could be the next villain in the Mario Brothers' third movie? The Koopalings. It's already clear that the Koopa family is extremely tight-knit, since even after melting in lava, Bowser returns just to help his son try to carry out his evil plans. However, what few people know or remember is that in reality, Bowser Jr. isn't Bowser's only child. In fact, he has 7 other children called the Koopalings. The group first appeared in the game Super Mario Bros. 3, which could perfectly be the title of the next movie. If you stayed for the post-credits scenes in Super Mario Galaxy, you'll remember that the King of the Koopas, in his skeleton version, and his son are locked up in a high-security interplanetary prison. So this means they need to be rescued, and no one else would be more capable of doing that than the Koopa Elite Squad, the Koopalings. Ludwig von Koopa, acting as the brains of the group, coordinates the attack from a mothership shaped like a mechanical grand piano, while Lemmy uses giant energy balls to bounce over defense systems, deactivating the lasers. Roy and Morton are launched in impact pods directly into the prison courtyard, taking on hordes of security robots with sledgehammers and shoulder cannons, creating a visual spectacle of destruction and sparks. After rescuing the two and getting them onto the mothership, we see that the person who coordinated the rescue was none other than Bowser's former wife and Bowser Jr.'s mother, Bosette, and she has some very bold plans for revenge against Team Mario for humiliating her family not once, but twice. But this Koopa elite group won't be the only villains in Super Mario Bros. 3. There are many others that might show up, and we're going to show them to you right now. Get ready, because we're about to blow your mind. Tatanga. At the end of the movie, we saw Daisy helping to take down the Yukiki that was trying to steal someone's bag at the Galaxy's space station. But why is she there? Simple, she went looking for help. That's because her kingdom, Sarasand, was invaded by a power-hungry alien, the famous Tatanga. The purple alien is obsessed with power, and years ago, his autonomous research ships were the first to scan the wreckage of Peach's family's original kingdom, which was destroyed by the mysterious purple light. This is how they find the traces of cosmic power from sisters Peach and Rosalina, eventually arriving late to planet Bowser, which is now full of life. Beneath the green grass, he finds the apocalypse cannon that Bowser Jr. had created, intending to drain Rosalina's strength to activate it and conquer the rest of the galaxy. Tatanga then tries to rebuild the cannon to make it even more powerful and dangerous, and then plans to go in search of the coordinates where the cosmic anomaly began. In other words, Peach and Rosalina. However, he discovers that the only place with the technology to house the amount of power estimated for the cannon to work is in the core of Sarasand and Daisy's kingdom. So, he invades the place and, with his advanced technology, manages to turn the inhabitants into his servants, with Daisy being the only one who managed to escape to ask for help. The princess then manages to leave the space station and arrives in the Mushroom Kingdom after hearing about Mario and Peach's exploits against Bowser Jr. through Fox McCloud, especially the feat of having made it through all the traps created by Bowser Jr. in his castle in Super Mario Galaxy. However, upon arriving, she finds only Luigi, Yoshi, and Toad, since Mario, Peach, and Rosalina are at the Comet Observatory searching for Bowser and Bowser Jr., who had escaped from prison. Of course, we don't even need to say that Luigi is scared to death, but he falls so hard for Daisy that he doesn't think twice about helping the princess of Sarasand, who feels a bit hopeless, believing the other Mario brother isn't strong enough to help her take back her kingdom. Of course, Luigi is going to surprise her with his courage and, obviously, with a superstar, just like the one he and Mario used at the end of the first movie. He's going to earn that kiss Daisy gives him at the end of the adventure, Wario. Another villain who will likely show up in the third film is Wario. At a certain point in the movie, the evil version of Mario will arrive in the Mushroom Kingdom, as he's been following Mario with the intention of defeating him and, at the same time, stealing as much gold as he can. Wario stays hidden waiting for an opportunity when he sees that Peach, Mario, and Rosalina are about to set off to look for Bowser and his children. He then infiltrates the Comet Observatory, where he discovers there are many golden items and begins spying on the group with the intention of exposing Mario, who he believes is the bad guy of the story, not himself. Through this, we get to see a flashback of their past, similar to the one we saw of Mario and Luigi on the playground in the first movie. In it, we see that Mario always ended up being the hero of their games, while Wario was seen as the villain, even if by accident. As the adventure goes on, he and Team Mario finally find Bowser and the rest of his family. During the battle, Bosette, Bowser Jr.'s mother, activates a black hole generating machine that, besides trying to suck the heroes in, also starts sucking in all the gold objects Wario plans to steal. So, he acts not to take down Mario, but to save him by shutting down the machine, causing an explosion that knocks out everyone in the Bowser family, allowing Mario, Peach, and Rosalina to capture them and send them all to the interplanetary prison this time. Mario gives Wario a big hug and reveals that he always considered him a great friend, clearing up the confused feelings of anger Wario felt toward him and creating a real bond of friendship between them. But of course, he runs off, taking whatever gold he can and leaving behind a letter warning that they'll meet again one day. Now seriously, after all these details and Easter eggs, I think we deserve your subscription, don't we? Count Bleck. In the scene where we see the separation of Peach and Rosalina, the story tells us that evil forces were after the sisters' combined power to use it for wicked purposes. And the ideal candidate to be the owner of that purple light we see in the movie would be Count Bleck. As the main villain of the game Super Paper Mario, Bleck originates from another dimension as a member of the Tribe of Darkness. After believing he had lost the love of his life forever, the Count, consumed by grief and believing a universe without her didn't deserve to exist, opened the Dark Prognosticus, a forbidden artifact, which released the purple light, an antimatter force that consumes realities. To conjure the Void, a colossal black hole that would swallow the entire multiverse and rewrite it from scratch to bring back Timpani, his beloved, Bleck needed a spark of infinite creation. He then discovered the existence of two children in a distant kingdom, Peach and Rosalina, whose genetic union housed the greatest cosmic power in the galaxy. Knowing this, years ago Bleck invaded their kingdom covered in his purple light. He tried to perform the ritual to drain that light, but the sisters' pure power reacted violently to his darkness. The resulting explosion was what wiped out their original kingdom, erased the memory of who their parents were, and hurled Rosalina into the cosmos, separating them. Now, Bleck has discovered that the sisters survived. He doesn't want to rule the Mushroom Kingdom or space. He wants to capture both of them, force their powers to connect, and use them as a battery to finally erase Mario's entire multiverse and create a new reality where he and Timpani can be happy. But of course, it won't be as easy as he imagines. The Smithy Gang. Have you ever considered the possibility that the next threat might not happen in space or the Mushroom Kingdom, but in the Koopa Kingdom? This is not only possible, it could happen in the third film of the franchise. It would all start with Bowser being exiled by Bowser Jr.'s mother, Bosette, who considers him a failure and for that reason had left him years before. Even with the Koopalings and Bowser Jr. feeling sad, Bowser is left behind in the original Koopa Kingdom, while the rest of the family sets off in search of their revenge of apocalyptic cosmic proportions, which we already mentioned in the video. After that, while he's composing a song about missing his children, the giant sword Exor falls exactly in front of Bowser's new fortress, built by Kamek and the other Koopas while he was imprisoned, creating a massive crater and leaving Bowser furious. However, upon stepping out, he realizes the sword is a portal from which the smithy emerges, proposing to Bowser that he use his fortress as a base of operations for his invasion of the worlds in this reality that he intends to dominate. Bowser accepts, as he sees this as an opportunity to show he's not a failing tyrant, and also sees the chance to defeat Peach and Mario once and for all. In this way, Bowser goes to the weapon world where he is completely equipped by the Smithy Gang and returns ready to invade Peach's kingdom. Of course, the equipment used by the King of the Koopas is under the direct control of Smithy without Bowser knowing. When they arrive at the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser and the Smithy Gang realize that none of the heroes are there, as one group left for space to look for him and the other group went to Sarasand to help Daisy. Sad Bowser gives up on the plan, only to discover that Smithy knew from the beginning that no one was there. He wanted to take over the place because it was the only location that gave access to the last known portal to the human world, where Mario and Luigi came from. It turns out Smitty himself was also created as a sentient superweapon during World War II. but was only finished after the conflict ended, losing all his purpose. And being considered too dangerous, he was discarded as junk at the bottom of the sea in the Bermuda Triangle, where he ended up falling exactly into a portal and was sent to the weapon world, where he repaired himself and planned his revenge for decades. Bowser then finds a way to warn Bowser Jr., who tells Peach, Mario, and Rosalina. They unite with the Koopalings and Bosette, stop by the Sarasand Kingdom to pick up Luigi, Toad, and Daisy, and all head to the Mushroom Kingdom to stop Smithy, who is about to open the portal to New York City. This will be the climax of the film, where everyone will end up fighting against the great evil of the weapon world, even Bowser's family, who wants to save their father who is being controlled, King Wart. Finally, we're certain that one more villain could show up in the third Mario movie, even if it's at the end or in the post-credits scenes. And the person, or rather the frog, best suited for this would be none other than King Wart himself. After being completely humiliated by Peach in his own domain, on Planet Casino, Wart warned Bowser Jr., but he was also defeated. Upon hearing this, Wart comes up with a plan to take over Bowser's kingdom and Peach's kingdom in one fell swoop. And he's going to use none other than Beardo as an infiltrator, who will have the task of seducing Yoshi to get information about the weak points of the Mushroom Kingdom and its protectors. During this revelation, it's implied that everything will happen in the fourth movie, and that we'll get to know Yoshi's Island too, which will bring back many good memories, especially for those who played Yoshi's Island. The moral of the story: never forget a villain and his wounded pride. They will always cause you a lot of trouble, and King Wart is there to prove it. We'll wrap up here, but if you also love everything involving pop culture, check out these 2 video options we're leaving for you on your screen. You can watch either of the 2, you're sure to love them.